In today's episode, I'm going to critique the $44 million concrete mansion in Malibu. So if you ever decide to buy, design, or remodel a mansion, you won't make the same mistakes. I'm Arvin Haddad, I'm the mansion guy. Let's watch this video together.
Let me tell you,
That's amazing.
it is cold.
It is cold.
But I give you my word. I said I'm gonna hop in. It is very cold.
Okay, I gotta give this a 4 and I will tell you guys why. If you're doing a cold plunge, first thing first, you go all the way in, head included, under the water for a second or two. You pop right back up, but you gotta come all the way up to your neck. His hands, shoulders, chest is all above water. It doesn't really count and it's gonna get a 4.
This week's tour is truly special. We're showcasing a home that maximizes the land, creates a one-of-a-kind sanctuary, and embraces the principles of Japanese design. It is a superstructure built with enduring materials like concrete that will last for decades. So in this episode, we're going to walk you through this remarkable home, introduce you to Kris, the visionary behind this project, and along the way, show you our setting here, the beautiful city of Malibu.
Yep, pause it right there. We're not even in Malibu. I mean, technically we might be. I believe we're in Ventura County. This location is as far as Malibu you can go. It's really ideal for an ultra wealthy individual in Ventura County, Oxnard area to buy this than an LA person. And that is a main headwind for this property because there are not that many people willing to spend $44 million on a property like this. Now, it looks like a gated community, but it's not. You can drive right into the front of the property, which is also another negative.
For me, homes are more than just structures. They are sanctuaries, fulfilling one of humanity's most fundamental needs: shelter, where strength, protection, and nurturing come together. Much like the enduring stone castles of the past, my vision is for these homes to stand the test of time, lasting not just for generations, but for millennia.
Well, his last property, this one, which I have a video on, it's a really hilarious video. I critique it. That property didn't really stand the test of time, or the market for that matter. It sold 3 times, and every person who bought it lost money on it. And I think 2 of those sales were in auction.
I always, for some reason, reference this in my mind as the 3 little pigs growing up as a nursery rhyme. So the house of straw, the house of sticks, and the house of bricks. Well, we can add one to that because there's a level above bricks, which is super reinforced concrete.
This is not good for new construction. Pay attention. Look, there's water puddle marks over here, maybe over here and here too. And then there's a lot of wear and tear. This is a new construction. What is happening here? Not good. You definitely want to do a roof inspection if you purchase this property.
What an incredible property. What a statement. And beyond that, we have so many different architectural details, finishes, features to cover. Now, I want to start with this driveway. You have your gates opening up to this curved driveway that takes you down to the motor court. And the first detail here I want to point out is the fact that we have granite cobblestones installed throughout the entire driveway, but gets better. As you can look closely here, each one of these cobblestone pieces are different dimension with different textures, just to create additional grip as you drive down your car to the 14-car garage that is subterranean or to the motor court, but within the motor court, they've installed flat pieces because over there you don't need as much traction. The second thing I want to point out is the extensive use of concrete, and also they have over 575 feet of either concrete walls or retaining walls throughout the entire property. They have poured over 7,200 cubic feet of concrete to build this home. That equals to around 700 trucks of concrete, which is absolutely insane.
Okay, let's talk about the approach and the architectural style. You have a private driveway, but it's quite tight. You don't really have curb appeal or a reveal moment. The house is sunk in lower than the elevation of the street, which is not ideal, meaning people from the street could possibly look into the property, which explains this ugly fake plant over this balcony to, stop the line of sight. Now, architecturally speaking, geometrically, it's just another white box mansion. They've used concrete, that brutalist concrete look, and then they've put some charcoal wood around the trim of the roof and this wall over here. Now, the only Japanese element that I see over here is the charcoal burnt wood that they've used. That's it. Other than that, it's really a white box made out of concrete.
Now, the other thing I want to mention is the fact that plot is around 1 acre and it is extremely private. And given that home is situated a little bit lower than the street level, driveway and these retaining walls provide additional privacy, beautifully landscaped. And now we're on the motor court. To my right, you can see the 2-car garage, and you can probably park, I want to say 8 to 10 cars here very easily, not to mention you have the additional space down below. And behind me, you can see the first set of gates, well, technically second after the driveway gates, that is providing additional privacy and security to the entry of this home. And when you walk in, you can see that Japanese inspiration a little bit more. The gravel, the rock design, the moss, and more importantly, you can get a closer look at these concrete walls, which shows the strength and the permanence of this property. This is the quality that I personally really love about this home, and I'm going to keep raving about it throughout the tour.
Okay, what's really missing from the front facade? When you go with this extreme brutalist look, you need to soften it up. And you do that with mature maple trees or Japanese maple trees, right? It's really lacking that on the exterior. The concrete looks way better when it's framed between trees. When you bring that natural element and the brutal look of concrete, that balances each other out. And the vegetation here, a little moss here and there, is not cutting it for me at all.
And then you come over here and you can see this massive glass assembly, and this is the entry keypad for your front door. Now I want to quickly welcome all of you to the foyer of this property. This is where this property starts opening up. The double height ceilings, massive skylight above us, all this natural light that pours in, the board form concrete walls, and then you have the motorized sliding glass doors here, opening up the entry to the courtyard. And this courtyard is something else. The koi pond here, the Zen garden, the water features, and how the Pacific Ocean is perfectly framed right in front of us. The view goes to the infinity, and this courtyard that is located right in the center is bringing natural light and fresh air to every single one of these rooms. It's like the heartbeat of the house. And that over there is the primary bedroom office, and we have staircases on each side. And I also just realized that I had my sunglasses on the entire time, because when you walk into this property, you get so much natural light that you literally feel like you're outdoors. But more importantly, this is a brilliant architectural detail. Now, coming back to the foyer, another couple details I want to mention. Right behind the camera, we have a bridge that connects the second floor, and on the floors, we have limestone. Here's what's so unique about the limestone. It is 4 different limestone in 4 different finishes that come from 3 different countries, installed in French pattern.
Why French? I see it in the Mediterranean homes too, but this was supposed to be a Japanese inspired home. What happened? But let's talk about the wow factor, because the wow factor was there. You had a huge volume when you walked in, then you would see the depth of the house, you would see the internal courtyard, and you would see the ocean. Beautiful execution, right? Center, very good. But what was really bad was the choice of material and combination of it and the palette of it. Did you notice Enes didn't take off his sunglasses? Do you know why? Because the house is overexposed. The tone of the bleached wood and concrete are so similar, with a lot of natural light coming in, it just washes the property out. A Japanese home also needs to have warmth, and this doesn't have any warmth so far. To me, the whole foyer was a concrete box. They had to neutralize that with at least wood floors to bring it down, and accents of natural plants, greenery. That combination of concrete, natural wood, and green plants works all day and has worked for many, many years. To me, this is not balanced and it's not warm. And what was even more ridiculous was the fact that they put a reception desk in the foyer. I talk about this in my inner circle. A client of mine wanted to incorporate a commercial element to his residential property because he sees that everyone else is doing it. But that's sheep herd mentality. A lot of things in the commercial world don't apply. Just because scales get bigger, that doesn't mean that you should copy the reception desk of a hotel. It doesn't apply. People don't live like that.
We have 2 hallways that connect to this foyer, and I want to take everybody this way. This is another material that you're going to see extensively throughout the property. Ash wood installed in this scalloped form. And that wasn't enough for them. They also inlaid stainless steel to make it more complicated, but more interesting.
More complicated? Why? Is the Japanese style supposed to be complicated? Now, I like this. I would say it's a great execution, but not for a Japanese-inspired home. Just because you can do something doesn't mean you have to do it, okay? To me, so far, this is not what the property needed. The property did not need a, bleached walled wood pattern with stainless steel stripes going down. Beautiful on its own, but doesn't add any warmth to the property. That's what so far I've noticed that it really, really lacks. It's very stale, very white overexposed. And this, it just maybe gives it a yachting feel, which, again, not Japanese. You see what I'm saying? It's really not coming together. You're not choosing the right material, right finishes, right colors to make it feel like a home.
And then over here, we have the first concealed door opening up to the powder room. Travertine fabricated vanity.
Why travertine? Have you seen Japanese designs? They use a lot of gray stone, right? Temple vibe, combination of charcoal, gray, with, again, concrete and natural wood. This is an American version of a Japanese design so far. Vein cut granite countertops is what you see in any other mansion. You should have brought that Japanese element to the bathroom. You should have made it Japanese inspired. Just because you put some wood patterns next to each other doesn't make it Japanese to me.
Built-ins, same limestone floors continue, and we have a separate water closet. And continuing this way.
Can you spot the flaw? I always pause the frame and ask my subscribers to spot the flaw because it's a muscle you have to exercise. I give you guys 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. What the hell is going on here? You have the pattern of the floor, which is squares. Then you have vertical stripes going up. Then you have horizontal lines going this way. And then you have, perfectly symmetrical squares on the ceiling. Do you understand? If you're going for that Zen look, that is all distractions to the eye. That your eye picks it up subconsciously and doesn't let you loose, right? It's just too much.
Storage closet to my left. Door at the end opens up to the 2-car garage, and over here we have the first and the only guest suite that we have on this level. You have reclaimed hardwood floors that we're going to see throughout the bedrooms, and over here we have the bathroom. Travertine is used on the floors, on the walls, within the walk-in shower, and these are qualities that we have throughout every single bathroom in this home.
Which is not good, because this bathroom, well fabricated, but it doesn't look Japanese. Every other mansion in LA is using the same travertine. What happened? This should be every bathroom should be a Japanese themed bathroom. What you would expect from a Japanese home. To me, this is any other home, any other mansion in LA, they're using travertine, vein cut, same thing.
Now I want to take everybody this way so we can talk about the bedroom itself. The way this room is situated is quite unique. It's in a zone of its own. Beyond that gets very cool architectural views. Then we have the king size bed here with this beautiful suede headboard design. Additional built-ins on this side, small fridge, small sink. But I want to quickly pivot this way so I can show this view. Massive picture window, and right in front of us is a water feature. And I say water feature because beyond being a little shallow pool, it actually goes down to the lower level where we have a massive light well opening to provide natural light to the subterranean level. But more importantly, this is a very zen view to look at.
Okay, here's what I like about it. I like the fact that there is a guest bedroom on the lower floor. You always want that. You want that separation from the family floor and the guest bedroom to be away from it, right? And also love the fact that it opens up to this courtyard. You get a glimpse of the ocean view, and the volume and everything is really good too. But my biggest problem is that way too many geometric shapes going on, which is not really soothing to the eye, which the Japanese style should be. And then there's no contrast. Like, where is that charcoal, finished wood on the inside? We don't see any of that. And that's a negative.
Now, also, right there is a massive picture window that faces the hallway. Here, you can get a peek of the Pacific Ocean. And wait till you see the room that we have at the end.
Like, the patterns were not busy enough. They put another heavier geometric shape panel over here. What is going on? Who's making these decisions?
But before we get there, can we acknowledge this architectural staircase design? I mean, this is phenomenal. We have a copy of this staircase on the other wing as well. It connects all 3 levels, but beyond that, it is entirely glass enclosed with a skylight above.
This is really good. Pay attention. Listen to this. You're going to have a challenge with connectivity in this property. Why? Because there's a hollow internal courtyard. So you have to go room to room to room. And you will also have a vertical connectivity issue as well, right? But they've kind of diffused this element. First of all, they didn't smack the staircase right in front of you when you walk in, because what are the chances of you owning the house, entering from the front door to go up the stairs to the bedrooms? You will never use it. And your guests are not going up to the bedroom floor if they come to visit your property. Great decision. And then they've placed them away from the side of view on the center of 2 of the wings on each side, really giving great connectivity to the upper floor. I really like this about this property.
Now, we have an amazing lounge to our left, but first let me bring everybody this way. Here we have the dining area, the show kitchen and the chef's kitchen. A phenomenal room. And I'm going to talk about this section in a second, but first let me welcome you to this quaint seating area. Whether it's the furnishings, the intimacy of this room, or the sport form concrete wall, or the fact that the same architectural opening that we saw in the other room, this room is also facing that space as well. There's something about this room that I find very intimate, very cozy. And beyond that, the furnishings here are so beautiful and tasteful, all custom designed by Kris. And in fact, if you look at the furnishings throughout the home, you can see some of the architectural details of this property implemented into the furniture as well. And he has his logo throughout the leather finish, whether it's these 2 comfortable chairs or these 2 small chairs here or this long couch. It is all custom designed by Kris. He designed every single furniture piece in this home, which is absolutely insane. In fact, he's a bit of a one-man show. He's the architect, designer, builder, project manager, which is quite wild.
That's not really a good thing. It's good in the fact that you'll make decisions really quickly and the project will move really, really fast. But I really think the more advisors, the more people you run your designs by, the better you get. Even when I design a property for a remodel project I have for myself, I get opinions. Why not? You absolutely should. And the fact that he hasn't, it shows. Because I could have told him easily, hey, if you want to go really minimalistic Japanese, you're doing way too many geometric shapes and your palette is way too bright, it's overexposed, and you should have brought more natural wood to the property and indoor freaking plants, man. That's an easy one. Come on.
It's rare to see a home so completely shaped by one person's vision.
Okay, let's talk about the architectural style from the back facade, because this is extremely generic. There's nothing Japanese about this. I mean, again, they did the shushuban wood finish over here, but then they paired it with marble. Where in Japan did you ever see the mixture of this, charcoal finish wood pattern, which is like quintessential Japanese, paired with the most generic pattern of marble for your swimming pool? What are you?
Watching Kris obsess over every single detail left me curious. How did he bring this vision to life? And what was his mindset along the way?
My vision is for this place, this home, to be a place of sacred healing, of connection. So I envision people coming together here, connecting, helping each other, basically a place of healing and sanctuary from the outside world. I think this home is a direct reflection of me. So it represents my journey throughout my life. Its influences, its details, its structure. It's how I feel right now in myself.
So you want someone to pay you $44 million for your journey? I'm sorry, but that's pretty egocentric, my friend. This is 100% against what I preach and what I consult on. When I'm helping one of my clients in my inner circle build their dream home, my focus is making sure they get resale value. So when they pass away and give the property to their kids, they won't sell it for dirt value. What I do is I identify avatars of buyers who are capable, willing to purchase in that neighborhood. What does the husband do? What does the wife do? Where do the kids go to school? You identify these characteristics and you build for them, not for yourself. You completely have to disconnect from what you want to get the highest resale value. And in my inner circle, it's me balancing their wants and needs to make sure they don't screw up and go bankrupt. Because his approach is exactly how developers go bankrupt. The property 2 houses down went to auction twice. And every time it sold for less and less and less. Because the focus was the visionary's focus, not what the people want.
When you're building a house to this level and you're doing it the way I'm doing it, then that you can call this a piece of art. Because a piece of art needs to be thought of, designed, and built by the same person.
With all due respect, Kris, I know you call yourself God's architect. I don't think you have an architectural degree. I know a lot about architecture. I will never dare call myself an architect. You're not Richard Neutra or John Lautner. And even Richard Neutra and John Lautner, they had many people around them helping them. It's not a one-man show. This is so egocentric. This is so wrong. This is completely the wrong approach.
I had to take all of the steps in my life to get to this point to be able to do it. So I had to learn every single individual trade to the highest level, every single occupation to the highest level. So maybe that was going back to when I was told I wasn't smart enough at school. I don't know, but it's about the vision I had, and I set myself that goal, and we've achieved it.
Yes, you have achieved it, and it's a lot of work. Blood, sweat, and tears, and I salute you. You are a doer, okay? Amazing, Kris. Like, this is a big, massive project. But let's see what you achieve on the market. Because the property, 2 properties down, is the new comp for the neighborhood. And that's not good. You see, I feel a bit sorry because he's a talented person. He's a hardworking person. He's a risk taker. All characteristics that I love. But the fact that you don't think 10 brains works better than 1 brain, and this egotistic approach is completely against the longevity of a property. Your whole approach is that I want this property to live forever. Then you should have built it for the people, not for yourself. Okay, let me give you guys a price opinion for this property because it's getting too long. I wasn't expecting all this dialogue, but it was very important for me to cover it because your philosophy to building is very important. You got to have the right mindset and you got to build for the right clientele. And I think I covered that in this video. In tomorrow's video, which I'm posting part 2, I will cover the rest of the house, give it an Arvin score. So if you haven't subscribed, subscribe right now, hit the bell button so you'll be notified. For the price, your number 1 comp is the property that he built himself 2 houses down. Now, it had less square footage, but a bigger backyard. And that sold in auction, I want to say 19.5 or 19.9. And that's really bad. And his timing is really bad. If I was to buy in this little community, which I probably wouldn't recommend buying in this community, I would have bought the back row because you're farther away from the PCH. So in my opinion, I cannot pay anything more than $20 million for this property because I don't think the palette was good. I think it's a very specific property for a particular person. And it's just very small amount of buyer pool that would be interested in this property. Now, if you want to watch part 2, you should click over here. I think you will enjoy the rest of the property. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.